How can you be thankful when life is hard? How can you be grateful when there's so much going on right now? I know personally, I have a friend who is dealing with COVID-19. She's in the hospital. Have another friend whose mother is currently dying. And I have other family members who are ill at the time. It makes it hard, doesn't it, to feel grateful. And then I recently heard from a woman who was telling me about how she was lashing out at family members and they're lashing out at her, how she feels so distant from them, and she's striving to heal the hurts of the past, and it's not going well. And at the same time, there's all of this overwhelm from all that's going on with COVID on top of that. And it makes it really, really hard to pick out the good and to be grateful for it. So today we are going to look at how you can be thankful even with everything that's going on, and to do it in a way where you're not ignoring the bad that's going on and you're not putting on a fake smile. If you are new here, I hope you will let me know you're watching. My name is Tanya Cordenbrock, and I am the person behind arenewedlife.com. Now, for years, I worked as a therapist helping women who have had significant hurts in their past or who have had traumas. Now, I work online as an emotions coach, and my Mastering Emotions program to teach you how to learn to love yourself, feel loved by others, and to have a deeper relationship with God. I would love to have you in that program. If you are interested, be on the lookout because I'm going to be having a Black Friday special on it that you won't want to miss. As we get started, let's first just acknowledge that hard times make it hard to feel thankful. And when you have had repeated hurts in your life, just over and over, one thing after another, that actually shapes your brain so that if an MRI was done on your brain would look different from someone who has not had a lot of hurt in their lives. But what this does to you is that pain that you have encountered makes you more alert to possible pain in the future. Therefore, it makes you hyper alert to the bad that is present in your life and causes you to ignore the good that is there. So this is one reason, starting off, why it is difficult for you to acknowledge the good, to see the good, and to actually feel grateful for what you have in your life. A second reason why it is hard to feel gratitude in hard times is that you do not trust the good. And it feels like because you've trusted good in the past and it turned out to be bad. It's like someone is holding a lure out there saying, here it is, come and get this good, and then when you reach for it, it just disappears. And instead, hurt comes in its place. So it would be understandable then, wouldn't it, that you would not trust any signs of good, and actually you may even interpret that the good actually means that bad is coming right afterwards, and that good is a sign of bad. Then again, when you're in pain, you want people to know, you want someone to hear you, you want to receive help. And it can feel like that if you acknowledge the good that is in your life, if you express any thankfulness, any gratitude, then that can mean that you are denying the bad that's going on. And it can there can be a part of you that can feel like, well, who will hear me then? Who will pay attention to me? Who will know about this significant pain that is going on in my life if I'm going around acting like I'm happy? If I'm even acknowledging the good that's going on in my life, or if I'm acknowledging the good in another person? For instance, if your husband is behaving badly in your relationship, say he is cheating on you, he's looking at pornography, he's an alcoholic or whatever, but he is doing the dishes and he is being kind to you in other ways. He's preparing meals, he's taking care of you. It can feel like you're afraid to acknowledge that good, because then that will mean that you are condoning the bad that's going on, or like the bad doesn't matter, like it doesn't hurt you, that all that matters is this good. But that's not true. That is not what acknowledging good means. It just means that the good is there along with the bad. You may be aware that 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says to be thankful in everything. And if you have had a lot of hurt in your life, if a lot of bad things have happened to you, you may be seriously wondering, okay, how do you do that? Do you just put on this fake smile that says you're all happy when really you're not? Well, that is not what it means. Then in Philippians 4, verse 4, Paul says to us, rejoice always. And then he emphasizes it even more, because he says, I will say it again, rejoice. But then he goes on to say in verse 11, I have learned to be content in all situations. So, first of all, this being thankful is not a superficial thing that we just say, oh yeah, thanks a lot. First of all, we're not saying thanks for the pain that has come. At some point, we may be able to say that, because I went through this pain, here's this good that came to my life. But really what it is saying is to be thankful for the good that is there. But even more, rejoice refers to having joy deep within you. And as Paul says in verse 11 in Philippians 4:11, that he did have to learn to be this way. And so we also have to learn to be able to not only see the good that is going on, but to take it in, to internalize it, for it to become a part of who we are. Now, when we have had these past hurts, they tend to shape us. They shape us to not trust the good that is in our lives, because it can feel like it's a trick, that it's going to be switched out for something bad. So you learn not to trust the good. Can also feel like that if you acknowledge good, then that means you're denying the pain that you're in, and no one is going to hear you. No one's going to see you. So how do you get to this place of learning to be content, of learning to be thankful, so that you can have this joy deep within you? Well, first of all, you have to acknowledge how pain has shaped you and how it keeps you from seeing good and feeling joy. And then you have to learn to recognize how it is impacting your life and how, because the pain has shaped you, how it also blocks joy from coming deep within you. It's blocking the joy that God intends for you to have. Then you have to learn how to recognize good and to take it in and to make it a part of you. Now, this is a process that I'm going to be talking about in the weeks ahead. This is specifically geared for people who have had traumas in their past or significant hurts and have been shaped by those hurts that keep you from being able to see good that is in your life and from being able to trust it. So here's what I want you to do for right now. When you are thinking about, for instance, Thanksgiving that's coming up, or you're thinking about this inability to feel grateful, to feel joy, I want you to begin thinking about what all has shaped this within you that makes it difficult for you to see the good, that makes it difficult for you to trust the good. Because that is a strong first step in this process. You are not going to suddenly become a person who is grateful and is thankful, especially in hard times. That takes some emotional strength and maturity that has to be developed within you. Is just like Paul, you have to learn this. And so this is what we're going to be talking about in the upcoming weeks. And definitely this is something that we work on in my Mastering Emotions program. So again, if you are interested in that, be on the lookout for my Black Friday sale, or go ahead and let me know that you are interested. Send me a message if you would like, and I will send you a link to that. Have a great day. Bye.